Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Queen's Code podcast. I'm Imara, and I'm here with two dope queens, Alicia
Hello, my name's Ali.
and Delia.
What's going on, guys? I'm D.
How are you guys?
I'm good. How you feeling?
I'm excited. This is our first episode together.
Amazing. Can't wait.
Yeah, we one down right now. We ready to rock and roll.
Exactly. And the topic of the day is actually really hot. It's who want to tell the topic?
I think it's not talked about enough.
Me neither. So I'll just say it. The topic is we're going to talk about alpha women. We're going to say all the truth and just the truth
Facts.
about alpha women, guys. And I think we should start warming up by just giving a definition of what's an alpha female.
So I'm gonna read one from Urban Dictionary. I think that's a pretty good book to use, a good reference within the
Yo, I
urban
like my Urban
community.
Dictionary.
Of course, we're gonna use scholarly definitions, but we just wanted to get this one out the way because just for entertainment. So an alpha female is a dominant female in a group. She dates as many males as she wants, is strong and confident, and a hard worker, as well as often busy. She is usually sarcastic because she's powerful and playful. Why are they so loud? Alpha females are intelligent, intellectual problem solvers, and though being an alpha female is more of a state of mind than a physicality. An alpha understands that dressing up or sexy increases her power in society, so she does it.
I know that's right.
I love it.
I feel like she's a queen.
No, absolutely.
Like, that's
Now, we can't forget this. Alpha females are often terribly misunderstood, usually by beta or lesser males, as evident by other posts about alpha females. And when this happens, she's called a what? A bitch, a cunt, or a whore.
Ooh, this is about
Oh, sheesh. That was good.
So let's talk about it.
All right.
Do you guys consider yourselves alpha female?
That's the question I was going to ask. Well, I don't really brag, but yeah, I mean, I don't think I could see myself as a beta, which is not anything. There's nothing wrong with it. You are who you are, but I'm definitely an alpha. Yeah.
What about you, Ali?
Absolutely. I mean, I coach women every day. I lead with love. I think the way that I lead, when I look at the definition or I think of the definition, I don't know if I would question it, but I have a softer way of leading. But yeah, absolutely. Alpha is about showing up.
Showing
How
up and
about
showing
you?
out. Oh, absolutely. That
I
hasn't
couldn't wait to say it.
That hasn't. There's no question about it. I actually grew up being told that. Like it's usually your aura first before your actions.
Exactly.
It's how that people see you and perceive you. So it's like if you've ever been called, oh well, she thinks she all that. The spotlight's always on you, no matter what you do. You can try your hardest to be subdued, laid back, quiet. It's still gonna
But you
be on
stand
you. People
out.
see you because they see energy first.
Exactly. It's
Exactly.
funny that you said that because I grew up just hearing things like that. She thinks she all that. She
Right.
thinks she all that. But it's like, do I? But you think that.
Right.
You think I'm all that.
Right.
Because you
They're
see
projecting.
You see the crown, baby. That's
right.
what you see.
Right.
I
Okay.
have a question. Have any of you ever trying to minimize yourself due to that aura that you naturally
freaking
have?
day. Okay, we're starting to get in the depths now because
I have a story about that, but I want to
okay,
hear
go
what you
ahead.
guys are saying.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I mean, I think growing up, I naturally always stood out in the most, honestly. And it's crazy. I used to be shy about it. And girls wouldn't like me, whether
But what were you shy about specifically?
me just standing out. And I was not used to not being liked, and I was a people pleaser. So the fact that I was standing out in whatever I was doing, it made me uncomfortable, and it made me want to hide myself. So I had to learn how to step back into that power as I got older.
Right.
Because it didn't feel right, me trying to hide behind things or not do the things I was meant to do. So I feel like it's also about owning your spirit too. Like you could be an alpha female, or woman, but hide yourself. And I did that for a very long time.
Well, for me, I don't really think that it's really diminishing, but maybe learning to balance. I feel like alpha females are seen as untamable monsters by men You know, and other women, other alphas, that's just how people see us. They're like, okay, she's too much. She thinks she's all that. She thinks she's gonna own the world, own everything. She's gonna swallow me. She's gonna emasculate me for men. And I think as you know, guys, I'm French. I arrived here like 7 years ago, and dating is totally different here. Here you have to kind of like play a certain game, I would say. Just dating, keeping your options open, whatever the fuck. Sorry. And just as I was dating men, I realized that they were kind of scared of me.
Oh.
Because I was an
Really?
ambitious woman, because I came from France with nothing and I was trying to make it. And, you know, I was sometimes more advanced in my life than some guys that I was dating. Or because I didn't mind paying a bill, for example.
Right.
So I had to kind of learn to not diminish myself, but maybe not show right away who I was, because I made some mistakes. Like, all right, so I don't, oh, yeah, it's on me. Yeah, boom, I'm paying the
I
bill.
have a question. When you did that, how did the men make you? How did they feel?
And that's the thing, depending on who you're dating, though, because that's why I had to learn to dim my light. I would say that, because some men, they'll be like, oh, she paying? Good to go.
Yeah, let's
you know
go.
what I mean? Like, they would take advantage.
Yeah.
And some other dude would be like, that's not okay. All
Like,
right,
that's not what you do here.
Yeah, they'll be like,
I'm the guy. I pay for it all.
they'll be
Right.
like, you're too much. You know what I
Right.
mean? So then as I was just speaking with other people from here, they'll be like, girl, you need to stop. These men, they need to pay for it. And I was like, you know what? I guess I could just check. Even it's not because I can afford it that I have to show off, or I was not trying to show off, but I guess that's how it was
Right.
received.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
And
I
in
mean,
your head, you was just being cute and like, let me just pay the bill
I wanna
or
be
whatever.
considerate.
In your head, yeah, let me be considerate. I'm gonna pay for the bill. You
But
know,
you know
whatever.
what? The
Take
thing
him
is,
out.
I was trying to be considerate because this, especially one guy, the guy was like, you know, trying to make it in his life, trying to provide for his son. Like, I was trying to be like encouraging, like, I got it, no worries. And he was like, well, if you're paying for these, pay for that,
Oh,
pay
wait.
for all the dates. And I
Oh,
was
wait.
like,
Control alt
He
and
was
delete
not
that.
offended.
you are not fit for me. Like, no, this is a
So when do
no-no.
you find that happy medium? I mean, in this particular situation, when did you realize, like, I have to find the balance of showing that I will invest in you because I want to grow with you, but I don't want to be taken advantage of?
I just realized that guys would not settle. They would just take it what they have to take and leave and be like, oh, I'm not looking for a relationship. What are you talking about? And I was like, but Hassan, that's what we were doing for 3 months. And they were just taking,
Right.
not, you know, like trying
So-
to give back or
So I have a
anything.
question. Well, first a point. One of the points that make an alpha female is she understands balance. So she
Ooh.
knows how to balance herself.
That's right.
Like that.
Now, considering you guys know you were alpha females from whenever, were you scared of the fact that you were alpha female and you didn't know how to handle it, which is why you tried to diminish or step back from the role? And at what point in your life, or was there a situation, was there something that engaged you to say, hey, this is me, and because I understand how people work, I will balance who I am and be a certain way to certain people, almost like being empathetic. Like, I know this person is shy, so I'm not going to be overpowering over her or him. I'm going to be gentle because she knows balance. And then if you're with someone who's also an alpha who can handle it a little bit more, then you can act accordingly. You can kind of more be yourself. So at what point did you guys reach that stage, if at all?
For me, it came through dating and honestly coaching. Having to learn different personalities. For me, it's learning the person in front of me. And it's not me not showing up as I am, but knowing how to maneuver that with their personalities and understanding how they receive information. So if it's dating or friends, I have one friend, I love her to death. And yes, she considers herself like this alpha female, but she also doesn't know when not to say certain things. And I think that's a powerful thing, knowing when to say something and knowing when not to. So for me, it just came through human interaction and learning people in front of me.
Right,
Right.
reading the room.
And I found it very interesting how I was able to shift environments with paying attention. And I think that's a powerful act because not everyone can do that. I feel like a lot of people or some people can be just emotionally based or me based, and I think everybody wants to be heard. So
Exactly.
That's what.
I have another question. When you're with, like, say you're dating or whatever, I've done this before. I'm guilty of this. Have you ever pretended not to know something for the guy to feel good about himself?
What do you mean?
So
I totally get what she's saying.
So, for instance, anything to do with a car, I could do it myself, right? Unless like a mechanic's like, hey, you're gonna fix this piece that I clearly can't reach. You have the tools, you have the experience, you do it. Have you ever like, oh no, I don't know what happened to my car. Can you come help and check what it
Like
is?
savior, have them feel like they're savior.
So let them, because a lot of men have like this ego, right? And to boost their ego, I'm low key ashamed I had to do this, but they ate it up. It's
But
like,
you know what?
I don't know why my battery's not starting. I think I changed it last time was 5 years ago, and they give you that dumb look like you're not gonna change your battery after 5 years type thing. I've done that, so you guys have never done that with like anyone. Most likely boyfriends though. I've done it with boyfriends.
If the guy is too proud, like too excited to show me his skills, show me, baby. That's fine. I'll just back
I'm
off.
not gonna
It's
take
cool.
that away.
I'm good. Yeah. I don't need to work that much. Like I'm good.
Like if you have a flat tire, I can change the tire. Am
I
I
don't
lazy?
know, I
I'm pretty
just
much
don't wanna do
lazy
it.
That
now.
example is kind of like it's kind of tough though. Like I don't know if I could do that though.
Really? No, it's not. It's not hard at all.
Why do you teach me?
Only if like the bolt is very stiff, and my elbow grease ain't that. It's kind of running low. So then I'll be like, hey boo, my tire flat. Can you come get me?
What does that do for you? What does that do for that relationship?
Well, I don't have to sweat to try to get the tire off.
No,
but for him, he's
for
like,
that interaction.
my girl need me.
I have another question.
They
Actually,
like that. It's cute.
On that, with relationships, how do you know when? Like for you, I feel like you and your husband are both like. How do you know when to kind of switch that off a little bit? Know how to be a little submissive, kind of like that role she did.
like Delia said,
when
it's,
you're lazy, you dip into it very easily.
but it's really about balance though. Like one of the cliches I would say about alpha women is that we are emasculating. We are here to eat men alive, and just we don't care about their feelings. We don't care about we just don't care about our feminine part, feminine energy.
I like that.
Which is not my case. I have
like
learned
that.
real quick, and that's the thing. I'm attracted to alpha men. So if I want to have that, I need to do some work on my part, because I don't think that any alpha man would want to be swallowed alive by an alpha woman. When you Google alpha women, alpha female, or whatever, most of the time they tell you men are not looking for an alpha. Especially like alpha men, they're not looking for an alpha woman. I don't think it's true. Let me just finish this. My king is an alpha. I'm an alpha, and I think that we have skills in the relationship. I'm great with this. You're great with that. When I'm great with something, he let me do what I got to do. When he's great with something, I let him. And sometimes, like everybody, you can bump head. But if I chose this man to be besides me, that means that we're both leaders. So at some point, I need to allow him to lead me.
Right, exactly.
And he understands the same thing. One day he told me like, oh, I chose you because I wanted you to be my equal. And that just speaks volume of the fact that he understands, okay, at some point, she's going to lead because that's not my strength.
Right.
So it's really about balance, though.
Yeah.
You got to understand that. So most of the time when we see women really be harsh on men and, being really aggressive, careless about how a man would feel, I think it comes more from maybe trauma.
I was going to say, that's like trauma-based.
Like you have been hurt. We all have, by the way. And another thing is a lot of alpha women tend to attract narcissists. That could be another whole debate. But I feel like I have attracted narcissist people in my life because they were trying to tame me or something.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of men
Know what I mean?
in the game who's in the humbling service of women. So they're like, I want to go after this type of woman.
Do you think women do that too?
I like how you said that.
Well, there's a lot of
Humbling
women
service
who
of women.
want to be the fixer-upper. So there's that concept.
That's
like,
right.
all right, I'm gonna find a man who's this way and change him, and then there's somebody who's like, well, she doing a lot. I'm gonna make her beta in a way. I'm gonna make her want to submit, or she's going to submit because of me.
Or it's just a challenge. She's an
Yeah.
alpha, and once I'm above, I
Right.
am better. You know
But
what I mean?
you know, the misconception that a lot of people have, both men and women alike, with alpha females, they think that because she's an alpha female, she lacks feminine traits.
Exactly.
Studies show that non-alpha females and alpha females have the same levels of female traits. So it's not that, for instance, I'm not going to be loving and caring. A true alpha female and can embrace love. She knows how to love. She has a boundary and she knows how to say no. She's not an overachiever where she's going to take on tasks she knows she can't take. She understands balance. So but the difference is we do have a little bit more of what they call masculine traits, our assertiveness, our aggressiveness. So the ability to say no, like, hey, no, I have some things I need to do. I'm not going to take on that task. Or no, I just don't want to be having this conversation with you. So that is like that masculine trait a lot of people don't like.
I think a lot of people are confused with feminine, masculine energy and masculinity, femininity. I think it's two different things.
I think they attach it to the gender. Depending if you guys believe there's only two genders or not. But that's a different conversation. But they attach it to what a man is like, and then they attach feminine traits to what a woman is like. So if you tell a man, oh, he has feminine traits, like, what you mean? I'm not gay, or I'm not. No, sweet pea. That's not what we're talking about here.
Like me, I think I'm feminine with masculine energy. And I think that a lot of alpha women are like that.
So what would be considered feminine energy?
I think feminine energy is you just go with the flow. Masculine energy, you're trying to lead, you're trying to build. The world is turning a certain way, you're going against to make it go your way. When you're feminine, you're kind of going with the vibe and adapting and cooling. In an argument, someone with masculine energy would be like, no, I said what I said. Someone with feminine...
I disagree.
Really? Okay. I think feminine
I
energy,
disagree.
you may know that you're right, but you're like, go ahead, boo-boo. I'm just going to let you go and talk.
Sounds like you can't have two in the same. Like you can't be feminine and alpha then.
I would say the alpha...
Feminine energy.
I know. That's what I'm talking about. What were you going to say, Joe?
I would say masculine energy isn't necessarily going against the grain, but there is an authoritative action they clearly always take. Like, I'm in charge in a way. They have the words assertiveness, aggressiveness usually belongs to the masculine, the masculine energy, to anything masculine, right? And then the feminine energies is the caring, is the loving, the gentleness.
I feel like
those can exist together.
Exactly. I feel like I struggle with, I love this topic, obviously, but the two in the same. Like, why can't you be both? Why can't you be an alpha female?
You absolutely can.
I feel like I embody both. Like, I could be aggressive and assertive with the things that I feel like I need to accomplish and do, but I still want to embody that caring, go with the flow when need to, because I know how to release power. Like, it doesn't always have to go my way, because I know my way isn't always the right way. I can always be led. So that's just how I think about, the alpha female. I feel like, what is a beta? Like, let's get that, a beta woman.
Yeah, if we're talking about alpha, we got to talk about beta. And anybody has a definition or something?
Okay, actually, right here.
Okay, go ahead.
A beta female is a sweet and caring soul who is usually the type of girl men prefer to be with. She is feminine, very creative, artistic, and enjoys the simple pleasures in life. A beta female is usually the alpha female's best friend and she's seen as the plain Jane in the group who ties the group together. So that is like, so some things I just thought.
I feel like I'm both.
So you're alpha and beta?
I don't know. I mean, I'm caring and sweet, and I like to,
Why can't I be caring and sweet and be an alpha? Like, I don't like this definition.
It's not all about conquering the world and stuff like that. I mean,
no, you can't be caring and sweet if you're alpha female.
I think the majority energy that the person gives make them the beta. So if that's who she is, but she's not the type to lead the pack, then she's not necessarily an alpha. because I feel like every person has an alpha and beta energy within them, right?
I agree.
Depending on the situation. Like if I'm with a dude I really like, usually if it's my boyfriend, I'm gonna be beta in certain situations. You know, I want him to take control.
Exactly.
But majority of the time, I'm just naturally an alpha or
Like,
whatever.
the things that you make, you could probably like apply it to things that you do in daily life, the way you show up at work, the way you show up maybe in certain environments, and then other environments like when you're with your man or something completely outside of your element. Are you gonna show up all like I'm here to take charge and leave the room?
Yeah, I would not want to date a guy that would just be like, yeah, babe, like just initiate things, babe, like just do it, babe. Like, it would be so boring. Like, so I feel like that's part of why I've learned to just back off, let the guy have his space to do whatever he wants to do. I used to be the one who, okay, we're going on a date. I want to go to this place. I want to go. Let's go there. And then I've learned, okay, you know what? Let him show you what
Let's
he got.
take a little control.
You know, because and I read this book. It's The Art of War by Sun
Oh,
Tzu.
yes.
That's a classic. And Sun Tzu just teaches you that you can't really show everything that you got in life, in business, in love, everywhere. You kind of have to hide it, though. Hide yourself. Hide your power.
Or play your cards.
Exactly. In order to kind of fool your
I would say
opponents.
I would say tease. Cause
Tease.
you
I
are
like
I like
that.
that.
Tease.
I like
you
that.
are
I
not
like
for
the word
everybody.
tease.
So
That's right.
You have no obligation to show everything you have. Depending on what you're trying to do in your life, taking your next steps, you know, depending on who you want to meet or how you know, your different stages in life, you know what level you want to unlock.
Right.
So then you want to send your teasers out. Once your feelers kind of test the playing field, like, all right, I mean, I think the world's ready for this side of me now, or something like that, or like this portion of what I'm doing in my life, what I've accomplished. Because you got a lot of haters, you got a lot of people wishing your downfall. You know
I
what I'm
have
saying?
a question about alpha. Do you feel like alpha? What about alpha in the bedroom?
Yo, I was thinking about that, yo.
You think there's some women who are like,
Yo,
are you when you're in the bedroom? Are you an alpha female? Lay on your back. Let me get on top.
Listen, I like a man in charge.
I'm just saying, like,
If you're really the alpha of my dreams, you make me want to surrender. You know what I mean?
Imagine be alpha female coming home from work, be like, bring my dick, go straight to the bedroom.
Oh shit.
got my-
You know,
I'm just saying.
Ain't
that's
no
what-
back talk. Let's get it back.
That's what I think of when I think of alpha in the bedroom. I'm like, damn.
listen, I think men can be pleased, but they can also be like, oh, this is too much. Because I feel like as an alpha, you know what you like.
Right.
Oh,
And
absolutely.
you know what you want to do.
Absolutely.
And most of the time, you're kind of like open with your
Exactly.
sexuality, which means that you can be like, all right, we don't have to do just the missionary. We can do more stuff. We can invite people. Whatever.
People.
Why not?
Or not.
People is a part. Okay.
She said it's a party.
It's a party.
I'm saying when you know what you like, when you're
I was
open,
thinking
you know,
positions.
you
You
have
was
several
thinking-
options.
I'm not
extra-
gonna lie. I think honestly, even saying that, we're like joking, but that's reading a lot of articles. A lot of women have actually a hard time with speaking up about what they want in the bedroom. Like they're allowing their partner to lead, but they still are learning your body. So it's up to us, and I have no problem being like, you know, let's do this or try it this. And I think it's obviously the way that you present it. So it doesn't make a man feel like,
You ever,
oh,
like,
I don't
said
know what
something-
I'm
They have to
doing.
feel anything
Because they have beautiful egos.
But watch.
Hey.
But guess what? Check that. When a guy's like, suck my dick. Sorry. Maybe I don't want to do that. Okay? But most women would do it. I mean,
Do you ask for directions or like a play-by-play? What do you do? in that
you know, it's
situation?
like, I mean, if I like something and I like, if we're here to satisfy each other, to really like, that's what we're doing. I mean, I'm sharing with you what I want. You should just be game. No?
How do y'all do that though? Do you guys sit down before the deed and like, hey,
no.
so this is what I like,
I
or
really feel-
is it during? Like,
No, not even. Sometimes I honestly, for me, I do it through like natural conversation. So like I'm with someone and I have a way of like, I want to show you I like something, like, oh, I really like that, so that I'm hoping that you'll get it through your head, like, oh, take a note. Check that box.
Yeah.
And then like when we're talking, like, I know nobody wants to be like, I didn't like that, you did that horrible, I don't know what that thing you did from the back was.
You
right. So I
what you like.
emphasize what I really do like, and if things come up in conversation, because I think it's healthy. I'm not about to have sexual
absolutely.
experiences that suck just because I don't want to talk up. That's crazy to me. So I'll say what I do and I don't kind of like, but I'll really highlight the things that I do like. And I think that's a part of being a courageous person. We could tie it back to being alpha, because I'm not gonna lie, I've seen so many stats where there's women in their 40s and 50s who've never had an orgasm, who've never told a man what she truly liked, because she was always allowing them to lead everything, even in the bedroom.
Poor baby.
Poor baby.
Speaking on courage, how do I question this? Even if you're an alpha woman, is it difficult to deal with a high stress situation?
Mm-hmm. Like, what do you mean? Like, if I think stress is a bodily response. So I feel like, yes, you can be stressed stressed out about something, but then it's like, how are you going to take action?
I feel like there's levels to alpha.
I like that.
Explain.
There's levels. There's the alpha woman who totally understands herself. She's at a point in her journey where she's not about to let stress just basically fuck up her life. And there's the alpha woman who's probably halfway in the journey and who maybe doesn't understand everything about herself, but she's still an alpha though.
I don't know, because I'm not gonna lie, I have some clients who have, to me, I mean, based on the definition, they are alpha ass females, but it does not mean that they don't have a response to stress. To me personally, it's like how you handle that stress. How do you show up? Like, how do you maneuver through your day when you have all these maybe things being thrown at you, if you're in a superior position and you're leading a pack?
It's where you are in the journey though. That's how I feel.
Okay, that I'm sure.
You don't think there's like levels, like you said, where you just like unlock certain...
But to manage to unlock, you still have to experience things and, and learn about yourself.
I can agree.
Okay,
agree to that. I can agree to that.
That's how I feel. Now, we're talking about, alpha females in the bedroom. But how about, like, raising kids, though? Like, I feel like as an alpha, we have some, like, high expectations for ourselves. So it applies to the kid. And I think that alpha females are good mothers.
I could agree to that too.
Mm-hmm.
I would say a beta female is also a good mother, because she would love up on that child.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But how about these women who are basically dictating to their kids what they should do and not do? And
Sound like a Caribbean household.
Yeah, that sounds like home. That sounds like home.
Sounds like my house.
What's wrong with that?
you know, I mean, where to find the balance?
Well, there's not a proper way, right? When you have a kid, it's like you're thrown into it as a learning experience. You're like, yeah, you can read all the books you can, but until you're there, because you can attest to this, until you're there, then you know what your teaching style is going to be. Because until that baby come out, you don't know if that baby going to be a quiet baby, a loud baby, a singing baby, you know?
How have you showed up in motherhood so far as an alpha female? Yeah.
Well, the first lesson have been to me that I'm not in control.
Which is alpha female attribute.
Exactly. I had to work on myself to accept that, because I'm really I want to control every moving parts of my life, which is kind of crazy. But yes, I had to just tell myself, this little guy, because I have a son, is going to grow. He's an individual. He's a whole person. And despite I may have the best dreams, the best ambitions, the best everything for him, I can just share and trying to like give him the best upbringing, but I cannot make him into somebody. He's gonna be his own person. So I think that's like the biggest lesson for me. And yes, I'm struggling with that, because it's
the whole control.
Yeah, letting go of that need to be in control, to be in charge. Especially, you're my blood. You look like me. You're me, baby. You know what I mean? Sometimes you kind of like, have that in your mind, but then you're like, no, he is him. And
How about boundaries? It is said the alpha female has boundaries. Have you guys have trouble setting boundaries because people thought of you as being too much? Like what you mean? You asking for a lot right now.
I think I
You
struggle
think that's
with
an
that.
issue within alpha females setting boundaries because they know they're gonna get a lot of pushback? I feel like I see it a lot in the media today.
Like give me an example if you have one.
In the workplace,
Okay. Like
Women-
them standing up,
setting boundaries.
setting boundaries.
Look what happened with Joe Biden.
Ooh.
This mofo. Mofo. Mofo.
Tell
This
us how
mofo.
you really feel.
Well, I feel like Olivia Dope is really dope for speaking up. I think it was some half-out female shit. What she
So
did.
so what's the situation for the people who
Yeah,
do
yeah.
not
Just
know?
a back because I'm versed but not fully. So what's going on with this?
So basically, she recently spoke up about the how she felt in her work environment in the Joe Biden podcast.
Okay.
So basically, she felt like he was not respecting her, and that she also didn't set enough boundaries because he kept, just sexually harassing her, talking about how he wants to fuck her, talking about how she was dressed, how she was attractive,
So sexualizing her.
sexualizing her, turning her into an object.
Yeah.
And I think, why do I say that it's some alpha thing that what she did? It's because what she was taught, what a lot of women are taught, is to let things go,
Submit, yeah.
submit, okay, smile. It's embarrassing, but smile. Don't give out that masculine energy right now in a business environment.
Do you think because she didn't want to cause too much trouble?
Right. I was
That's
just
right.
Kind of thing. Like she
So
didn't wanna,
yeah, exactly. So she was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna back off. I'm gonna give that feminine energy and smile and act like it's okay. But as she was just, like just thinking again, all over again about that scene, talking to her daughter, because she mentioned that after that she felt like she needed to have a
Especially after
conversation.
when you
Oh,
have a daughter,
absolutely.
I'm sure.
Yeah, to talk
you have
to
someone
her daughter
watching
about
you.
boundaries. Why? Because I feel like she was regretting, okay, I didn't set those boundaries. And now look at me, look where I'm at. And I think that some people choose to shut up for years.
Right. Yeah.
She left few months past, but then at some point she was like, I would be a hypocrite if I would just shut up and then tell my daughter in like in the dark, like, oh, don't do that.
Right, because then you're not leading other women who really want to speak up.
Yeah, because
Right.
nobody's perfect. You can be in a situation, especially society wants us women to be sweet, to be the beta. That's how I feel.
I can I feel that.
So society wants us to be just nice and smooth and caring and sweet and smiling. And that's why there's all these sexual harassment things happening with, like in work where they tell you you're sexy, they tell you they like the way you dress,
Yeah,
tell
they
you
would never speak to a man like that.
exactly.
You look real good in that suit.
And
Coming
also,
from
I'm
another
not
man.
saying that men are not experiencing that. That's not what I'm saying. But
how
women
often?
speak
Right.
exactly. The thing is, men are more embarrassed to talk about these situations because of how society is.
Do you think they would even take those phrases seriously, men? If a woman is like, "Yo, you got a dump truck in them suit pants" or something
Only
like
if
that?
they don't like the female and they don't think the female is attractive. That's how I feel.
You know,
What about
that's
if it's
true.
coming from
Attraction
another man?
usually
Like-
lets the man know, like, I'ma let it slide, or like, nah,
Because
don't work around here.
if she's hot, she could get it.
Right.
So you found that courageous that she was able to speak out about something that I'm sure was really
Yeah,
hard.
I do think that's
I think that's the
alpha.
only
Especially in her
alpha
industry.
part of a woman that men like. If she's like sexually confident. Other than that, it's like, you can be quiet now. That's how I
It
feel.
depends on the type of man.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You can shut up now.
Like, okay. I just wanted to see what you like to do in the nighttime. That's it.
Oh my god. Well, that's
do you-
good. Well, that's good for her. Let's just say that. That
Right.
She was able to.
So you guys don't think there's a timeline when, say, she experienced something on a podcast, and after a few months, she said something.
No.
You think there's a timeline in
This-
outing in an uncomfortable situation?
I don't.
The earliest, the better, obviously. But it's,
Don't you think too early might be bad too? There's some women whose case has been thrown out just because of lack of evidence, maybe, or just like
the thing? We can't really judge how someone
process.
processes.
no. This is correct. This is
You
absolutely.
know what I
correct.
mean? It's like, yeah, it took her 2-3 months to come to the conclusion, okay, I got to speak up. But it's like I said, some women, it could be 10 years, and I feel like once you made the decision that you want to address something and you want to hold someone accountable, that's definitely powerful.
And there's
yeah.
no limitation. I mean, if you want to talk about people like Bill Cosby, if
And-
you want to throw names
Yeah.
out there was.
And you
how
have a-
long ago did these women experience these things and maybe feel like they couldn't come to the forefront based on whatever they thought was going to happen to them in their career? Because a lot of women also are thinking about their careers in this instance. I think now the times are shifting, and she probably feels like, yes, I have a voice because that's more encouraged. When we think about, thank God there's not a limitation on when women can speak out against something like that, because some of them probably carry that with them for so long.
I know there's women who are still carrying it with them.
Right. And the fact that they get the opportunity to speak their truth, I feel like that's great.
And let's not forget, she has a whole name, a whole brand, a whole audience, a whole business.
You also,
So-
and to think about it, she probably was thinking about that too. Like, should I say something and then tarnish? It might come back and tarnish my reputation.
That's right.
Right.
Because if you watch the video, she's really hesitating, making pauses. She's not
It's hard.
all right, I'm about to tell you something. She was
She
really
didn't want to loosely
she didn't
Yeah.
want to
just
do it.
say whatever.
She didn't wanna
'cause
do it.
everything can be read wrong, and people can, take snippets
Girl,
of the
you
video
know the
and,
internet.
and the
know.
entertainment.
make viral sensational claims.
Yeah,
sorry
and
that I used-
she was probably afraid that people would be like, you're looking for clout. That's what
Right.
you're doing. That's
Like,
what you're
you're trying
doing.
to be
But they have
famous.
clips of everything happening.
Yeah. But then
But
another thing
all
is-
you need is 20 seconds of one thing that can conveniently go with your claims.
Listen,
against a
there
person.
would
I guess
be
we'll
men.
see.
There would be men and women that would interpret a situation of sexual
Completely
harassment as something completely
Yep.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
You know? So, yeah, once you have a voice, you have a platform, you have a brand, it takes courage to really come out with the truth. And, honestly, kudos to her,
Yeah.
One last thing about this one. Do you think women who are alpha uncontrollably become beta in those type of high stress situations?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Because sometimes we can toggle between the two depending on what we're feeling, who we're with, and how they make us feel, right? So do you think she felt beta in a way where she felt subdued, like, I'm going to be the nice woman and not backsass you on a podcast that you crossing the line with me?
I think she felt like the alpha thing was to...
Save face, be professional.
Exactly. And then she realized, oh, that's some beta shit I just did. And that's not me. That's my opinion.
Right.
Because that's the thing too. As an alpha, you don't always have to show your claws. You don't always have to show
Calculated.
aggressivity. Sometimes you have to fool the opponent, letting them think they have it.
But there is
You know?
a feminine assertiveness where you have your platform that you're standing on, that you set a boundary, like, hey, you can't cross here. I'm gonna love up on you. Whatever. Just don't cross right here. Once you cross right here, then I'm gonna have to be a lion. You don't want to see that.
Yeah. Now the situation too is that they were recording, so there's the whole on-air situation. She didn't want to dim the change the mood, change the vibe, change
She's
the
bomb
atmosphere.
for being composed.
I would have had a migraine if I had to hold
and I
something
think
in.
that's what she felt.
She was composed in that environment.
You would have saw a big old vein in the middle of my forehead trying to hold something in. I'm like,
Olivia though is Jamaican.
Yes.
She's Jamaican, so I'm sure that culturally, she have seen a lot of strong women.
Oh, absolutely.
Who were able to
got straight
keep
to the
it
point,
together.
like, what's popping?
Yeah,
Sir.
keep it together.
Hi,
Yeah.
I mean.
You know what I mean? And
Oh man. But honestly, that for me, good for her. I want to see how it all unravels. So
Yeah,
But
me too.
I think it's all just leads us to really like look at like alpha women in the business environment. You know what I mean? Like when you're trying to get ahead, is it a wrong thing to exude masculine energy? You know, is it what's going to make you get like fulfill your goal, get ahead, or just lose everything?
yeah, what's your end goal?
You know?
Yeah.
I think it just depends on who you keep around. Because everything can seem like you're losing it when you're dealing with people who don't want to bother with certain things about you.
Okay, I
Say
like
you
that.
keep a strong circle, no one's faltering at all. They gonna uplift you too. That's why people say it's always important to watch your circle. Because
This is
if
so
they're
true.
not uplifting, but the thing is, not every person, unless you just lack discernment, you should be able to tell who's in your circle by the little things they say or do around
character.
you. I believe every person can catch something unless you were just born oblivious. Like God put in your cup, no discernment for him because he needs to suffer. Wait.
I'm sorry. My hand was a little bit heavy. I'm sorry.
I wanted to join that little party too. So
Count me
depending
in.
on who you have, your world may not crumble. And depending on how you see your life, it's like, oh, okay, they just didn't make it to the finish line. I got it. I'll just go.
So, do you feel like alpha women need to surround themselves, with other alphas?
No, because they're not afraid of being alone. That's another point.
Not just to feel good or what, but just to like let's
I
say
feel like for
I was-
elevation.
I'm an
yeah.
entrepreneur.
Yes,
For elevation, absolutely, because I feel like also a alpha female going back to, or women, what I was saying earlier, they know how to be led. They know that they need mentors.
Yep.
I think Oprah's alpha. How many mentors does she have? Like 10 or 11?
I think like basic
So it's
human
like-
interaction, you naturally want to feel motivated anyway.
Right. So I think absolutely, like who you surround yourself with, that crowd, that circle can help elevate you. But I personally believe that there's so many attributes of different character, like people, whether it's a beta, and we're not using beta or alpha to minimize anyone, but they can also help serve your group of individuals of climbing, right? We all need one another in some way. We're learning from one another in
We all
some
fill in
way.
the blanks.
Right, we all fill in the blanks. So absolutely, for me, I love being around you two. Like we're learning so much from one another. So I, for me, don't want to be solo. I would love to just continue to connect with women who are doing things and moving in life and have a certain outlook, and that are elevating, so.
It is draining when you don't have people like you, though, like similar to your attributes and character.
They don't understand. They
and
don't get it.
I don't even know if I consider them beta. They're just,
There's different humans.
I'm like, they're the one where they search for the alpha man. Like, I want an alpha man so I could just live the rest of my life comfortable.
Right. For me, I know, okay, so you're talking about in that way. I was more thinking like business and stuff like that. But
Now
I
this
have
person lacks business, lacks
personal-
motivation.
Right. So, but I have friends who are very calculated in the way that they want their life to be, and we may not have the same outlook. Go ahead. I can respect you enough to know that this is your climb in life and this is mine. There has to be some likeness, though.
Right.
I do feel like alpha women, we will always have to, kind of play the man's game, whoever it is, whether it's an alpha or not. We kind of have to play their game and not just. I don't think it's really okay for a woman to take over in the relationship.
Right.
I don't think it's okay in the society.
What would you call that,
that's what I
then?
mean. Look at
I think if the
That wine
dynamic,
kicking in.
I wanted to say every letter but the ones in the particular order. If the dynamic works, ain't no problem with me.
Look at Megan James in Notorious Queens.
Hold up.
Wait a minute.
Where's that at?
She said that she doesn't mind her man cheating on her respectfully.
Oh, I can't.
How do you
I'm
cheat
sorry.
respectfully?
That's
respectfully.
right. So
I'm
what
done.
does she mean?
I
That
don't
she's
know.
How do you
playing
cheat?
the guy's
I want
game.
to
Does
ask
she
her
let the guy know?
myself.
She means
She let the guy know.
you protect yourself.
I want to ask her myself. Like, wait.
Oh,
a
you wear
minute.
condoms?
You wear condoms. Like
Does-
you
does
don't
she-
let me. You don't let me know who you're fucking.
Oh, so he
like,
doesn't wanna
It's
know.
a one night stand type. Like she
No relationship bonding.
said it's okay as long as it's respectfully.
How do you
So
respect?
to me, what she's doing is it some alpha female thing? Like I get it, you want that, have that, but respect me.
I don't think we can
Or
tie
is
everything
it
back
some-
into
I think
being
that's
alpha.
a preference.
That's a preference. We can't tie that back into being no
Because
alpha.
don't put that in there. Ain't no.
Really?
We gonna have to just make
Now,
that a topic.
an
on
alpha
its own.
female-
So you don't think? Hold on, it's not a preference. I don't
Okay.
think that any woman wants to deal with her man cheating.
If she
Or
prefers
You think
it.
it's a
fucking with other,
calculated move?
unless they. Hold on, I don't think. You can be open-minded. You can like.
She must be cheating. She got Mandingo on
She
the
got
side. That's
somebody on the
She
side.
got Mandingo on the
Yes,
side.
see
She
what I mean?
lying.
I think that.
What do you think she's
she
doing?
thinks it's powerful of her because if you look at the clip online, she's really proud of it. She's like, oh yeah, my man needs to cheat on me respectfully. And respectfully, baby. And that's what I mean. That's what she says. And she's doing all the thing with her head and everything. And I just think for her, it's powerful of me. You are who you are as a man. You have needs. That's who you are. I'm not going to try to change you and live with the illusion that because you're with me, you're not going to cheat on me. That's what she's doing. And so therefore she's like, if you want to do this, do it, but respect the queen. That's what she's, and you know what? A lot of women are doing that.
Maybe they do, but I would not be on anyone's platform talking about you can cheat on me respectfully.
As these women are watching you, they're DMing your king.
Why,
I'm
why
sorry.
wouldn't she just
Boo-boo?
go
So I
in
see
a-
your man, your woman is okay with you having outside relationships.
So
No.
she's a
It's okay,
queen.
I'll never let you know.
Right, exactly.
Even if it's
I just
okay,
feel
I'll
like there are
never
certain things.
let you know.
Honestly, we all know that some people are just mad calculated. They know who they're getting with. They know
Girl.
what comes with being with a certain type of, I guess, person or man, right? And they will, but you will not dare expose that. I mean, I've seen some ridiculousness where men will just be out here doing wild, reckless stuff, and to me, it's disrespectful to their
It
woman.
is because
And then you have the man who's probably afraid that his woman will find anything out. And I'm not saying either one of them are right, but at least put some respect on it, because
Keep
that
him-
is not respectful.
keep him afraid, boo boo.
Right,
Keep him afraid.
respectfully. The fact that you can even verbalize that and he could hear that back to me is like,
Because
that is bananas.
one thing about me is that I would not want to change my partner. I would want to help him grow for sure, but not change him. And if that's who you are, I just don't trust. I can accept that's who you are, but I don't trust you with boundaries. Because as long as you, when you start to tell a guy it's okay for you to
Yes,
cheat, but
that's
do it
crazy.
respectfully, you really think this guy
And
is
then
going
what
to
is
have
that?
the same definition of respect?
Respect, right.
It's not.
And
okay?
how does he intake that as? Like, for me, I'm sorry, I'm not a manipulative person or anything, but I feel like how the brain works sometimes, right? You tell someone something about you, and sometimes they can not purposely, but use it as a weakness, like use it against you. For instance, I know someone, let's say, oh, her one of her men used to beat her. And then she goes into a next relationship. You please don't share that information, because he may not be that person, but you shared and I'm not saying never, but you shared such a intimate part of your life that he may, I'm not saying will, he may take that and cross a line that he never would. Maybe
But
he
you know
never
what, that's
thinks
a
he
good
could.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know. There's
I
just
would
certain,
take it-
and I'm saying that as far as the level of exposure that you give to people, the allowance that you give, there has to be some pullback.
I agree, because to make it personal, if I'm dating a dude, say I'm interested in a dude, I'm not going to tell him the vulnerable sides of why me and the last dude didn't work, because I feel like it's almost a jinx.
Yeah, I know.
For some reason, coincidentally, they end up doing the same exact thing.
Right.
They're like, okay, well, she let it last a little bit long. You know, she was still with him, and she ain't nipping in the butt as fast enough. So something like some chemical in their brain is like, well, I'm gonna
Could
do it
this
anyway.
too.
So how about owning your truth though to your partner?
I believe because look, I believe in owning your truth, but I believe too that there needs to be a level of trust, and trust takes time. Obviously, it's very individual based, but I'm not gonna be on my fourth date or 2 months in or 3 months in. This is personally talking about some of the past traumas that I've endured. I think for a healthy long-term relationship, yeah, you can expose some of those things so your partner, you can understand how your partner is and how you are and why you guys function. But there's certain things I'm not laying all on the table.
It's the
because
vibe
I
you
don't
get.
want someone to use these things against me. I need you to get to understand me and learn me for yourself. Like, I do think there's oversharing too.
I feel like this would apply to like the beginning of the relationship, once you're getting to know the person. But if after a certain time you kind of know if you could trust a guy on these type of things or not, like my partner, I want him to be able to handle the truth about me. So of course that's not the type of things that I would say, like if I was beat up or if I let my man cheat on me in the previous relationship, that's not the type of things that I would choose to
Want to
say in the
share.
first date,
Few
like dates or
encounters.
whatever. But down the line, I would want you to know that I am that woman, without it to obviously affect your decisions or the way you see me, because what I've done, my experiences, doesn't necessarily define who I am.
I would say this, depending on where you are in your walk in your life, right? And most people are not honest with themselves and who they are and their experiences. It's important to, if you're seriously dating someone, to talk about certain experiences, because
I
you may
agree.
not even notice certain behaviors that you have because you've had traumatic experiences. So it's important in that note to always let the person that you desire to be your forever to understand. I'll say this. I was actually talking to a dude. It wasn't even seriously dating. And it was probably around year 2 or 3. Yeah, I was just talking for a long time. I still did not let him know any vulnerable sides of me. Something in my gut said, he's the type to use stuff against you, because I saw how he was with friends. The constant falling out, the
Character.
constant taking certain things they knew about each other and throwing it back in each other's faces.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But I naturally was never the person to even try to express certain vulnerable sides, because I'm usually just pretty matter of fact. So like, I'm not going to have a certain behavior of over emotional because a guy verbally abused me years or something like that. That's usually not how I am. I'll suppress it, not in an unhealthy way to make him uncomfortable. The most pushback I've ever gotten is like, I don't know how you feel, I can't read you, or anything like that, which could probably be a good reason to explain. But I always say this, I actually said it earlier, that you just never know someone's intentions or motives until it's too late. So I would opt for waiting till the last possible minute to express anything vulnerable before it gets worse.
I have something with that. I think there is a healthy balance to gain from sharing vulnerability or parts of yourself that might be, evoking with emotions. I would not, because let's just be real, relationships are mirrors. Right? And you waiting to the last, I don't know, second, or I don't know when you could time that out. It's probably felt that you're holding back. And maybe your husband or your future partner would like to know, and not to use against you, some of these attributes about you, so that they know how to show up in your life. So it can be two sides. I think it's really about learning the person in front of you.
Yeah.
You saw characters in that person that you knew, you're like, all right, I don't feel like I could be vulnerable or with you because I don't feel like I can trust you. If I ever feel that way about a partner, I'm not dating you.
Right.
Because I need to know that I can be open with you through past experiences, things that might show up and I'm not even aware of, and you not use that against me, and vice versa.
And I know for me and maybe some women, that's probably part of the feminine trait that they want to express for so long, but they don't know how, because it's never been reciprocated in a respectful way. It's never been like, well, you received this information from me and now you're treating me in a certain way.
Now you're going to protective.
Right. So now a lot of times people say, well, you have all this, you're very masculine, or you're very alpha, you're very like, you're in control in a certain way. And it's like, well, this is how I know the playing field is going to be even. in which you're not gonna throw something in my face that I that was dear to me that I entrusted you with. Yeah.
It kind of sucks because I feel like, honestly, it's funny whether it's alpha, beta, feminine, masculine, high
All 'em.
value,
All
all
'em.
these
All 'em.
terms.
Narcissist.
Like, right, narcissist. People kind of just, we want, I mean, they're, a few that are a little crazy. But I feel like we can own our powers, our truths, have honest relationships, but it really is up to good judgment and time and really taking risk. I mean, relationships
That's a
are
point.
risk.
That's a
At
point.
the end of the day, it's a risk. I could be potentially getting involved with a jerk, or I could potentially
Fuckboy.
Right, a fuckboy.
But you know what? That's a point of a very strong, confident alpha female. She takes uncontrollable risks.
So that's what I
That's
do.
my weakest point. I like to calculate everything. Be like,
I
if
can't-
this fails, I have plan
And
B.
I understand. Right.
Exactly.
And
Plan
I think
B's in the books.
I think it's great we can do that, but I think also there's a time and a place where we can be calculated. In relationships, I don't care who you are. I mean, I've heard stories. It's funny, we had my family, we just had to get together, and my aunt turned 60, and there's all age groups there. They're talking about relationships, they're talking about career, and like literally there's only certain things that you can apply so much control to. So a relationship, let's just be real, like it is a risk-taking thing, and you have to decide. Like, at least I decided, you know what, whether this works out this way or this way, I'm going to learn something about myself, and I'm going to continue to show up, because at the end of the day, like, I do want a partner.
I think that once you take the risk, it's just because you know yourself. You know
Yeah.
your power.
Yeah.
You know, you're basically trusting yourself.
Right.
You don't trust the person,
Not trying to
but
live
you
it fair.
trust that you're gonna survive no matter what's no matter the results. You know what I mean? So, as an alpha, once you really mastered who you are, is it really a risk though? You know, that you're taking, or are you just
I feel like it's risk versus reward. The reward is so
That's
much
right.
bigger to me.
If you
And
can envision
anything.
the reward before you even see it, you've basically just won. Like,
Yeah.
you're good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So to you, it's not going to seem like a risk.
Exactly.
But you are still taking a risk. It's like, oh, I just made a decision. We'll see how it pans out.
Right.
Because to be able to...
It's like when I was paying for some for like the date.
I'm not gonna lie. I want to get a little bit more on that, because I don't know. I can't. I don't know if I could do.
That's a whole debate, girl. But yeah,
So, Queen's code of the day is balance.
balance.
Love it.
That's right. I think we all have beta, alpha. We all have masculine, feminine energy. But without balance, we are nothing.
Right.
I think it's learning when to use both for your benefit.
Exactly. And also learning how to respect others.
Absolutely.
It's
Number
really
one,
about that.
importantly.
But this was fun, guys. I really
had a great
enjoyed
time.
this chat, and I'm so looking forward to the next episode. And do you guys know what we're going to talk about?
Ooh.
What are we talking about?
So, I was just thinking the other day. I was just walking. I was thinking, are all women sexually fluid?
What do you mean?
Right.
Sis, what you talking?
Sexually fluid.
I mean,
What that is?
I don't want to go too deep, but I do feel like women are more sexually fluid than men.
Does that mean open?
Open,
Okay.
like
Open for the
open
cause?
to touch, play with other women, which doesn't necessarily mean that you're bi. But again, that's
All right, let's
Let's
save it for the
next
next one
topic.
because I
let's
got
just
questions.
save it. Let's just save
I
it
got
for the next
questions.
episode.
I like that. I want to. I can't wait.
You like it?
I know. Yeah. I got some questions for y'all.
Yeah.
So, guys, please make sure you follow us, subscribe to this channel, follow us on Instagram, on YouTube. It's the Queen's Code. Queens with an S.
With an
please.
S.
Okay?
The Queen's Code, y'all.
And we'll see you the next time. We love
Okay.
you. Bye.
Check us out.